This is the Honor 50, a 5G device and a very exciting one for the Honor brand as they re-enter the smartphone market. My name is Muhammad Fakier, and if this is your first time watching, welcome to my channel. So let's start with a quick unboxing. You have a SIM ejector tool, which we always get in a box, and then you also have a silicone or gel cover, which is an added bonus with these Chinese smartphones. You have a 66 watt super fast charging adapter, which is of course a very added bonus in today's time. You have earphones, which are USB type C. I should mention there's no audio jack. And then you have a USB type C to USB type A cable for your charging adapter, of course, or if you want to share data. Something to end off with is the fact that this is still a very exciting unboxing experience, especially in today's time when you don't get many accessories included in the box, so Honor is definitely being generous. Now, looking at design, this phone is quite attractive. As you can see, it's very glittery and shiny. This is in the frost crystal color. It's also available in amber red, emerald green and midnight black, which is specifically available in South Africa. And then you've got your camera modules, and that is 180 megapixel wide angle lens, your main sensor, 8 megapixel ultra wide, and a 2 megapixel depth and macro sensor. It is a glass back and glass front, and on the right side of the phone you do have your volume rockers and your locks button, and then at the bottom of the phone you've got your SIM ejector tool with USB type C port, and on the left there is nothing, and that is a plastic frame and not aluminum, although it might seem like that. But yeah, I think it's a very attractive looking phone, especially with those curved edges, but not too curved. And the fingerprint sensor as well is an under display fingerprint sensor, and it's very responsive. Overall, the phone definitely does look very attractive and stylish, especially with the gel cover and without. What complements the beautiful body is a beautiful screen, and it is an OLED display with 120Hz refresh rate, as you can see, very buttery smooth. And then it is also a 6.57 inch device in size, and with a 392 pixel per inch for density. So what's super cool about this phone is that it runs Android 11 out of the box, and it does have Google Play services, and that is of course super awesome. And yeah, it runs on Magic UI for user interface 4.2, and it has the Qualcomm Snapdragon 778G, a 5G 6nm processor. So this phone is super fast and fluid, and also keeps you up to date and gives you that 5G experience, and that's what everybody really wants or needs, especially in 2022. Yeah, this phone does remind you a little bit of the Huawei Nova 9, but that is because of course Honor was honored by Huawei sub-brand, but they are on their own, and since establishing, of course I'm sure we're gonna see more new devices that are less similar. And yeah, so you do have all your Google apps on here, and I think this is a great device. Especially if you did have a Huawei phone or an Honor phone previously, you'll see that the user interface is extremely familiar. I do love that 120Hz refresh rate, and because of the Snapdragon processor, the phone is going to be a fast phone, and yeah, it's gonna definitely last you. Talking about that screen earlier, I need to tell you that you can switch between your different modes for your screen. You can switch to the 60Hz refresh rate if you want to save your battery. Of course, that will be a really big help. But there is an always on display because this is the OLED panel, and yeah, I definitely love an always on display. It just gives me that extra feel, and you can see that on this phone it's very customizable. The phone runs on a 4300 mAh battery with 6 gigs of RAM to complement that, especially for performance. And I must say that the battery lasted about more than 1 day, and I'm sure that if you are not a heavy phone user, your phone could last for 2 days. And I noticed that there is no depletion of battery when the phone is not in use. Just to show you from a user experience perspective, you can still get your Google applications, and then you have your Google homepage or feed when you swipe to your left. And yeah, so nothing unfamiliar here. You can use your navigation gestures when it comes to user interface, or you can use your buttons, of course. And I just found this phone to be very familiar experience, but also quite refreshing, the fact that you can use all of these nifty features at a 13,000 rand price point, 14,000 rand depending on where you get it. And yeah, especially packing that 180 megapixel camera, I think this is definitely where the phone has a lot to offer. You get a multiple set of modes, as you can see, and yeah, it's definitely very responsive and packs a whole lot of punch, especially with regard to color and after image processing. A nifty little feature for creators, as you can see, there's also multi-video, so you can just swipe and use, of course, your both back and your front cameras for content creators, or yeah, a special video you want to film. You can shoot up to 4K on the rear camera and 1080p on the 32 megapixel selfie camera. Here are some camera samples, and yeah, let's go check out that video. And that is the Honor 50. It's definitely a worthwhile phone for purchasing. And until next time, and hopefully the next Honor device, don't forget to like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.